Hey, Flower Tribe. How are you guys? It's a little bit before 10:30, so I'm going to give you guys just a chance to kind of hop on and we'll get started in just a little bit. So as you guys are joining us, let me know where you're from. I'd like to say hi, and I want to know what the weather's like by you guys. So let me know which part of the world you're from. We have Flower Tribe members from all over the place. I mean, you guys are in Kuwait, and you're in Los Angeles, and you're in Minnesota, and you're in the Caribbean and the North Pole. I mean, you're everywhere. So please let me know where you're from, and let me know if you've had a chance to hop on over to our new Facebook group. So you guys had asked me to, I guess, create a space where you can kind of post your own pictures of your own flowers in your beautiful gardens and talk to other gardeners and ask questions and offer your own expertise. And so I created what's called Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group. And so if you jump on over to Facebook, and you're so welcome to join our group and join in on the conversation and ask your flower questions and hopefully get some great answers from myself, but more importantly, from other gardeners from all around the world. So let's see today. Oh, Real Home, Renee. Hey, from Atlanta, Georgia. It's rainy today, but warm. Very similar here in Cranbury, New Jersey. So it was super, super, super beautiful like last week. And today we got like hit by all the rain. Let's see who's here. Leisha M. Hi from Connecticut. It's going to be in the 70s today. Happy. Yay. It's going to be happy 70s here tomorrow, hopefully, and hopefully a little sunny. If we haven't met yet, my name is Kelly Lehman. I'm the owner of Cranbury Fields Flower Farm here in Cranbury, New Jersey. And I love giving you guys fun, free flower tips. So I'm trying to go live on YouTube every Thursday at 10:30 a.m., at least for this spring. Hopefully I can continue this schedule because I really love being here with you guys. It's so fun to talk to you live like this. And I'm hoping to come up with some really great garden tips for you to help you grow better, more beautiful flowers in your own garden. So please always let me know in comments to the side, and I'm going to repost this video later. So in case you have to duck out and you can't finish it, know that you can always rewatch it on YouTube later. But please let me know some topics that you would love for me to cover during these live videos or during some of the other videos that I put up, because I really love giving you guys great tips. I feel like I've been running the flower farm for over 10 years now, and I am like the worst, or I was the worst gardener ever. And I've made so many huge mistakes, and I would love to save all of you the heartache of some of the things that I've gone through. And I just wish that back then there was a place that I could have just come to and said, how do I do this with my marigolds? How do you grow a sunflower? What's with the pruning of my hydrangeas? And, I was doing a lot of online searches, but I wish there was just like one place to come where I can almost get like answers right away. And I'm hoping that's what we're creating here, especially with our Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group. So I'm hoping that it's a safe place to come to just, garden and have fun together. Diana Pearson. Hi, Diana. How are you? So thank you so much for joining. And so today we're going to talk about how to keep deer and rabbits out of your garden. And so this also is going to apply to squirrels and birds. And I probably should have named this live video, How to Keep the Critters Out of Your Garden. So on Instagram last year, I think I posed a question, and I said, hey, I have a Cranbury Fields, that's the name of our farm. I have a Cranbury Fields Instagram page. So come say hi to us over there. But I had said to everyone on Instagram, what do you guys do to keep the deer and the critters out of your garden? Like, I've tried so many different things, and like right on the internet, all these people on Instagram gave me like 15 or 20 terrific tips that work in their garden. And so I kind of put them all together, and I did a little more research online, and I have probably 13 tips to give to you guys today. And believe it or not, the number one tip is Irish Spring soap. I know, how crazy is that? So Irish Spring soap has a super strong fragrance. And the thing with keeping animals and critters out of your garden is that seems to be like one of the key things. If you can put things in your garden that have a super strong scent like Irish Spring soap, chances are the deer and the squirrels and the rabbits are going to go to a different plant first. So, none of these are foolproof, because if an animal is hungry enough and it's been like a really cold winter, chances are they're going to wind up going after the plants, no matter, which one of these tricks you use. But this was kind of a deterrent. So these tips are going to help you deter these critters to maybe move on to, like, I hate to say it, maybe like a neighbor's yard or like the woods, or, hopefully they won't go to your neighbor's, but hopefully they'll go to like the woods or some other place besides your garden. So if you can have Irish Spring, and I have like my little visuals here. Remember Irish Spring? So if you can have this soap, and if you can get some shavings, you just take like a knife and you just, kind of shave off some little swirlies, and it kind of looks like this. I wish you could see this chair that I'm sitting in right now, because instead of being smart enough to have I have like a table in front of me right now with the computer on it. I should have had like another table next to it, but instead I ran out of time, and now I have all my little props like literally sitting on my lap. So the soap is in my lap. So Irish Spring soap shavings, and you basically just like sprinkle them around your plants. And then when the deer and the squirrels come in there and they start smelling it, they're like, oh, this is like too strong for my senses, because you have to think animals have like a very elevated sense of smell. So if you were to have this Irish soap bar, like, by your nose, like it's really strong. Like it almost makes your eyes water if you take like a huge inhale. So imagine like an animal smelling that and it goes up their nose. So you put those Irish Spring soap shavings, real tongue twister there, around, your plants, and that should help. The problem with this, though, is that once it rains, it kind of gets, washed away and diluted. And so another trick that other people use is they would take, the same soap. And guys, if you don't have Irish Spring, any kind of like scented soap will work. But the Irish Spring is like super scented. If you hang these in like nylons, I wanted to find a pair of I haven't worn nylons in, I don't know, since I think the 80s. So I didn't have a pair of pantyhose here. But if you can find, like the dollar store or Walmart or wherever, if you hang these in pantyhose, like around some of your like hydrangeas and, your flowers and your flowering shrubs, or things that the deer and the squirrels and everybody else usually goes after, if you hang the entire bar there, then chances are the bar is going to last a little bit longer in the rain. And if you just put them kind of hanging all around, the deer are going to come there. They're going to be like, oh, that's that really horrible smelly spot in my world. I'm going to avoid that, and maybe only come to it later when there's nothing left to eat. So Irish Spring's like a really great one, and they hate the smell and the taste of cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper, as you know, super spicy, super smelly. And guys, I actually buy cayenne pepper at the dollar store. They've got like the big giant jugs of it. So you can go to the dollar store and get like a tremendous, huge portion of cayenne pepper. And then you just kind of sprinkle it around the plants. And the same concept. So the critters come in, they start sniffing around, and all of a sudden they get this huge burst of like cayenne pepper up their nose. And they're like, whoa, let me head back to the woods, or, let me get away from here. So cayenne pepper is another great one. I just want to say hi to some people that are coming in. Agent Miggs, good morning, tribe. Oh, thanks for saying hi to the tribe. I love when you guys talk together. That's terrific. Soon to be so much rain here in New Jersey yesterday. Yes, I agree. I'm looking forward to keep deer out of my garden. Thank you so much, guys, for showing up today. And Nancy McMillan, Mick Organic works great. Oh, Mick Organic works great. Thank you for that. Am I saying this? I'm saying this wrong. My Mill Organic works great. Okay, interesting. I have to try that out. And Nancy McMillan also just said, Irish Spring smells fresh like spring. Yes. Yes. A big teaser for people walking in the yard. Yes, this is true. That's so funny. Okay, so let's move on to like another tip. So if you use, I don't know if you guys use this, like Frank's red hot pepper. You guys ever see like the commercial with the old lady? I love her. She's so sassy. If you use red hot like pepper sauce and you mix it with some dish detergent and like a little bit of water and like a spray bottle, and then if you can add like some strong like aromatic herbs on top of that and kind of give that a shake, you can kind of spray it around your plants too. So the mixture of like, this, once again, that spicy taste and smell, it almost gives them like something that once they lick it, they're going to taste, the soap, they're going to taste the cayenne pepper or this, red hot pepper. And they're going to taste like this, like this Tabasco. And if you could also put in like some other like strong scented like leaves, like, I don't know, like marigold leaves are like super pungent. And they also don't like those. So a lot of times gardeners will take strong scented marigolds. Now, marigolds come in all different varieties now, and sometimes some of the seeds don't even smell that pungent anymore. That's like one of those things that have been like altered. But if you can find like a super strong smelling marigold, and if you kind of plant it around your garden, then chances are that they're going to stay away from that too. And the same idea, like they don't like that strong, pungent smell. You guys have coffee? Anybody have coffee yet this morning? I think I'm on my 4th cup. All right, so that's a good one. Another good one, this one's kind of gross, but I have to say it does work, so don't be too skeeved out. Pet hair, like dog hair from like, I have like some hair here from Lucy, and human hair, if you sprinkle that throughout your garden, and here's my little visual here. I went downstairs before I got Lucy like I brushed it. So like you just kind of take the hair out, and you can either put it, once again, in those nylons, you can put it in like the stocking, or sometimes I'll just take this with like a twig and I'll put this, like dog hair, like with a twig in it to kind of keep it in place. So otherwise it's going to blow all over the place. And what happens is when the animals come into your garden, they sense that there's a larger animal looming nearby. And sometimes they'll clear out because of that. So you can sprinkle some of that hair around your garden. You might want to hide it, because as your neighbors are like looking at your garden, they're going to be like, okay, what's with the hairball? So you might want to like strategically place the hair. And yes, and Diane Pearson's saying coyote urine, the same thing. So Diane says for deer, I use granular coyote urine. She gets it on Amazon. Awesome. I totally agree with that. And it's the same concept. So they'll smell that coyote urine, and this works really great, coyote urine. And what happens is like they kind of clear out. And I'm going to put a link. I have an Amazon page, and I have like a lot of these things that we talk about. Like I have the items already kind of chunked together for you. So I have a whole category that's I think it says like critter deterrents, or like, deer and rabbit repellents. So if you go to my Kelly Lehman Amazon page, then they're all going to be listed there. And I think I do have that coyote urine there. So that's a great tip, Diane. Thank you. Oh, this is interesting. Nancy McMillan says, put fishing line around the bed. That works. And that would work, because if you put enough fishing line around there, it's almost like, once animals get like spooked by that, chances are they're going to clear out. So that's a super tip. I love that. That's really great. Some other tips. Let's see what else we got here. I have like my little show notes from the Instagram pages that we had. Of course, some people put up fencing around the garden, or they'll put up like an actual fence. But a lot of times, like the deer can actually jump over it and the rabbits go under it. So sometimes people will also put like the netting around specific plants that they want to, keep intact. Other people will sprinkle. What else were they sprinkling in here? Oh, this is a great tip. I love this one. You ready for this? I can guarantee that if you can figure out how to get this set up in your garden, that you will not have a critter problem. It's the motion detector sprinklers. So if you have a motion detector sprinkler and like a deer or the rabbits or the squirrels, walk by it, and all of a sudden they get shot with that, the water spray every time they come up to your garden, I would say that would be like one of the number one deterrents to keep them out of your garden. So that's super cool. And another like super one is, this isn't always that convenient, is to get a dog. Like if you have a free roaming animal, like a large animal, like we have Lucy, she's in and out of the house constantly. She's got like her own door to get in and out of. And so she's constantly like, prowling the grounds. And so that, that's great, especially at night. So, so if you can make that happen, that would be great. But I know that's kind of like the big ask. Oh yeah, and we're going to get a dog to keep the rabbits out of the backyard. Guys, I wanted to take this just a quick couple minutes, and I wanted to give a shout out to Liza Ortez and James EC. Last week, they did something called a super chat. And whenever you're on like a live YouTube, you can always do like a super chat, and there's like super stickers on the bottom. So they did like a live chat for me, and it was kind of fun to see it kind of pop up, and it's just a way to kind of support the channel. So thank you, Liza, and thank you, James. And I wanted to thank Agnes Carbone, who is on our Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group. She posts these hysterical like memes and funny gardening things, and very, very funny. So I wanted to thank you, Agnes, for showing up there. And I want to thank a lot of our other members. I know, Elaine, you're on there. And you're just posting these beautiful pictures of the flowers that you're growing in your garden, and you're asking terrific questions. And I really love those of you that are also like answering these garden questions. So I'm going to try to show up to the page like 2 or 3 times a week, try to answer as many of the garden questions that you put in that group chat. But the rest of you, thank you so much for, taking on, I guess, I'm going to call it I was going to say the responsibility, but it's more like a joyous task of, replying to each other and helping each other. So thank you for that. I love how our garden community is growing around the world each week. It's really exciting. So let's see what else is coming up. Sophia the First. So I'm trying to read Her Royal Highness Sophia the First. Hey, I love your name. That's very good. Well, Your Highness. Well, thank you for joining us. And you love the rain. That's awesome. You had tons of rain yesterday. Okay. All right, let's see who else is here. So orange peels are another good choice, especially like if you're trying to get your cats, like a lot of times people will have cats that are indoor, outdoor, and they'll have children. I know we used to have this in our backyard. So my 4 kids would be outside all the time. And we actually, this was a kind of a fun project. We took one of our backhoes and right next to the swing set, my husband Sheldon dug out like this, I guess it was like a 4 foot by 3 foot rectangle, and he dug it out in the ground, and we filled it in with sand from like Home Depot or whatever. Like it took us like forever, and we filled it with the sand, and we had this giant sand pit. And like the neighborhood kids would come over, there'd be like 8 kids working in there at the same time with all their like, oh, hey, Sean. You want to say hi? Yeah. Oh, you're bringing me something? Oh, thank you. Gotta love the shell man. Like he's like bringing me up something to eat right now. I mean, he's the best. So, anyway, I'm sorry. So the kids would come in and they'd have like their dump trucks, and they'd have like their rakes, and they'd have like their Matchbox cars and their dolls, and they would sit in the sandbox for like hours and hours and hours. But we had indoor, outdoor cats, and a lot of times they would like to use the sandbox as a litter box. So like that wasn't good because it had all the germs. And I found that orange peels or any kind of citrus is a great repellent for cats. So we would wind up like, putting like citrus peels. And whenever we had orange, we'd throw it in there. And you can also boil the orange peels in water and then just kind of do like a spray around it. So that kind of helped get rid of the cats that were in our, like our kids' sandbox. So that's kind of like a fun thing to do if you can pull that one off. Trying to see if there's any other tips here. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Told you about the marigolds. Oh, okay. One of like kind of like a no-brainer. If you can plant deer-resistant plants to begin with, then you're going to be off to a good start. I know it's not always easy to do, but here's some deer-resistant plants that, it might help. Anything that's like fuzzy or like prickly, like lamb's ear has like these leaves that are like super, super fuzzy. And so when the deer come in there, they start to try to eat them, they get that fuzz on their tongue and they kind of steer clear. So anything that's kind of, fuzzy or like, prickly leaves or prickly like branches, they'll usually stay away from. And they also don't like, once again, that strong pungent smell. So peonies, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of times the deer don't go anywhere near my peonies. And I think it's because of that strong, strong smell. And another thing that they don't like are alliums, because alliums, those big, like purpley, Dr. Seussy, like round, gorgeous globe flowers, they're from the onion family. So they taste like onions. So when the deer start coming in and they'll smell like, and same thing with marigolds, they'll smell the marigolds that, they kind of steer clear. Peonies, alliums, lamb's ear. I don't know. Anybody else have any good, like smelly, like super strong, fragrant flowers that you can think of? Because those are the ones that if you plant where the deer usually go, it might work as a deterrent. But guys, once again, just keep in mind that if they're hungry enough, if you could do all these tips, including like that water, that motion sensor water thing. And if they're really hungry, they're going to come in and they're going to eat. They're living things. They need to eat. And listen, that's just the story, They come here some years. They just wiped out my a whole like half a row of Annabelle hydrangea, which they normally don't go after. Like they usually leave a lot of my hydrangea alone. But for some reason this year, they were just super hungry. And I have like maybe like 10 of them lined up in a row. They basically like just devoured 4 of them and left the other four alone. So listen, there's so much plant life there. Sometimes they just have to eat, and we just kind of have to get over it, and it's okay, but most of the stuff is going to grow back. But these are some tips that will help you kind of, deter that a bit. So, well, I'm going to take off now, guys. And I want to thank you so much for joining us here. And please, please, please come say hi to us over on our Cranbury Fields Instagram channel. Please hop over to Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group page. I would love to see you there. I would love to see your questions. And I'm still trying to work on doing that online course for how to grow amazing cut flowers in your own backyards. And I wanted to have it as a Mother's Day gift. I don't know. I'm not getting it done as fast as I wanted, so I'll try to work a little faster on that. And as always, let me know if you have any garden questions, and let me know what other topics you would like me to cover. And please let me know where you're viewing this from in this great, big, beautiful world. I love to see how our flower tribe's growing around the world each week. And I will see you guys later. Bye, Agent Mig. See you all later. Love that. Bye, Flower Tribe. Love you guys for showing up. And I'll see you next Thursday, 10:30. Hopefully you guys can make it. If not, watch the replay. And I'll see you later. Bye.